In other news, on a Wednesday night, with cries for improved public safety across Vermont, Phil Scott also introduced a new bill aimed at increasing accountability for people who break the law. ABC 22's Matt Holderman heard from the governor today. He joins me now live in the studio to explain this new bill further. Matt?
Yeah, Lauren, that's right. This is one of 4 bills the governor says he and his team are introducing this year, with the others centered around housing, education, and affordability. Now, along with holding criminals accountable, the governor also wants there to be more consequences for repeat offenders specifically.
As I travel around the state and talk to Vermonters, concerns about public safety are growing.
In his inaugural address 1 week ago, Governor Phil Scott named his main priorities for his 5th term in office, with public safety once again near the top of the list. Wednesday afternoon, the governor held true to his speech, announcing a new public safety bill he hopes state lawmakers will approve.
Vermonters are asking us to do something to make their communities safer, and I'm hopeful that legislators will partner with us this year to make it happen.
Scott says the bill covers 3 key areas. First, increasing accountability for people who break the law. Second, having stiffer consequences for repeat offenders. And third, pushing back harder against drug use by ensuring people are getting the treatment they need. On top of that, the governor has issued an executive order that elevates the Vermont Department of Public Safety to a cabinet-level agency.
Too much of this behavior is done by repeat offenders, some with dozens of prior offenses, many times while released on conditions from a prior arrest. We need to create a culture of accountability on the part of the criminal and reinstill trust in the system.
Joining the governor for the announcement was Tucker Jones from the Department of Public Safety. He noted 2024 was the 3rd year in a row where there were more than 20 homicide victims in Vermont, a streak never seen before in the state's recorded history. He says another part of the bill would set further standards for when a person should be put in jail before going on trial instead of being released.
We propose this year to clarify the circumstances in which a defendant should be detained pretrial for repeatedly committing crimes and disregarding court orders. We are clearly not striking the right balance between protecting communities from ongoing harm and serving the liberty interests of a small group of defendants.
Governor Scott also noted that if this bill becomes law, some other problems would have to be solved statewide, like staffing shortages in correctional facilities. But he hopes if there are more consequences for committing crimes, more people will be deterred from doing so, which he says might actually lead to fewer people being arrested. For now, reporting live in the studio, Matt Holderman, ABC 22 News.